Damn, son, where'd you find this?
TGK TV now presents the Mavs Twitter Tournament, live from Dallas, Texas at the 4 Cliff Center. The tournament of Mavs Twitter legends. Who will step up and take the crown? Who will reign supreme in a battle for ultimate Twitter dominance? It all goes down right here at the inaugural Mavs Twitter Tournament.
I am officially tired as hell, and I might have to retire from basketball, man. What an event it was today, man. What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK here with another installment, another episode of Midnight Mavness. It's your boy TGK here with... Is that a spider? That is a spider. Ah,
Squirrel. This fool said over here with the squirrel.
man, that spider
That's a
moving way
spider,
too quick,
Jesus.
bro. Like nah, dog. I don't feel comfortable no more. Anyway, I'm here joined by Sticks. What's up, Sticks?
Oh my God! What a way to start the show, bruh. This fool says spider.
That thing was like creepy crawler, bro. Like damn. Ah, got goosebumps now, man. Damn.
Oh Jesus! It's just the Spider-Man. You'll be okay.
Did I get him?
Oh dear God. Well, while he's worried about a spider, we can say hi. What's up, TMP? MTT was a huge hit, which we're about to talk about. We got Daniel Barry in the house. Hold my latte. And of course.
Oh, hold on. We got latte.
And then you got Big J.
Hey, we got Big J in the building.
I got a big amount. I took a different route. I am the pick of the little.
All right, I gotta put a hat on. My hair was all messed up, man.
Are we good now?
Yeah.
Have we handled the spider, bro?
I don't know.
He can shoot a basketball, ladies and gentlemen, but he cannot handle spiders. We have now figured that out.
By the way, if y'all never had this cologne, y'all missing out, man. Like it is.
Oh, Jesus.
It is amazing, bro. All right, man. Let's talk. So if you're watching right now, and if you're not a member to the channel, I hope you consider becoming a member one of these days. There's been a couple of people hit me up like, hey, man, what happened to the membership? I'm like, oh, it's probably because I've changed a couple of things. You've had to re-become a member or re-subscribe to the membership. So if y'all consider becoming a member, man, again, we're going to have this content going on all off season until the season begins, but just letting y'all know the memberships are there, but specifically also subscribe to the channel. In addition, if you're subscribed, you could also come up here and chit chat with us, man. Today was an amazing day. So I definitely wanted to be open to everyone to be able to come up here and chit chat about what happened at 4-0 Clip today for the Mavs Twitter tournament. But again, the reason I bring up the memberships is because moving forward, like as the year goes on and when the season comes through, only members will be able to come up here. But right now it's open to everybody. But yeah, man. Where do we start, Sticks? Help me navigate this to talk about today's event.
I mean, we can start really anywhere. We could start with how successful it was. I mean, it was definitely went well. I mean, I think for a first attempt at a 3v3 Mavs Twitter tournament, I mean, I don't think we could have asked for a better turnout, better success overall. I mean, we've been getting contact. I mean, even like Mark Followell, replied to King's tweet about the voiceover that we just played for the intro. I mean, we've gotten quite a bit of reaction, and man, I don't think we could have asked for anything better than that. So, and I think it was, I mean, based on the commentary when we were doing this stream, obviously you weren't paying attention because you were playing and practicing and doing what you had to do. But I mean, we had technical difficulties. I mean, we knew there would be. We didn't know how that internet would handle there, but I mean, everybody gave good feedback on the way it went, and I think I just decided, you know what, other things aren't working, so we're just gonna go simple. Let's just put the game on. Let's interview some people and let people see, basketball. And it turned out, I mean, the competition was pretty dang good overall. I mean, it was, I don't think we didn't have the like highest skilled players in TFW, but I think matching wise, like the games were still competitive. You still saw a good mix, and people are, playing hard. So I think it was good to see. I think everybody enjoyed it so far from what we can tell.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, that's a great way to look at it for sure. Just the overall reaction. I mean, just being there in general. I know it wasn't necessarily a part of the stream other than the games, but just to network with everybody, chit chat with everybody that you see on Twitter, to actually meet them in person, and it was dope, man. It's like you've known these people the entire time. Like you see them like, oh, you're Burkan or Birkin. I don't know how you say his actual name. See Slightly Biased. You see Kirk Henderson and all this, and it's just like, I had no idea Kirk was going to show up, by the way. So when I saw him, I was like, what the hell? But it's like you see them on Twitter, you see their shows, or you see them do whatever they do, and then when you meet them in person, it's like you've known them forever. So it was a really great, experience. And then on top of that, the games. I think the games were pretty damn good. That one game winning shot that someone hit was amazing.
Bro, that number 5 kid that was on the Timberwolves jersey. I don't know if you heard, and he only plays he never played after high school.
Damn.
That kid was balling for and everybody's like, no way. like nobody believed he didn't play after high school. So yeah. So
and then like we could talk about my team in a little bit, but like the fact that
we're gonna talk about your blow by rate.
Blow by rate, I swear. Look, man, we'll talk about my team in a bit.
Yeah,
I thought we did pretty damn good. I mean, when you look at the games that we did lose, we literally lost by a point in both of them, and we almost beat the champs. Actually, I think we gave the champs the best game. It came down to 1 point, so that could have gone either way, man. Like I don't know. I think I tried my best, but you know, it is what it is. We couldn't close the deal, but overall, man, salute to Mavs Reddit. Salute Dalton, Goji. All right. Salute the everybody in the Discord that helped behind the scenes to get the event off the ground. And then, you know, salute to Mavericks Digest, to U-Sticks, to TMP, to Big J, to Joe. Joe showed up. That man was like, as soon as he got there, that man came out suited and booted, ready to go. I was like,
and Marcel didn't come out but the same way. Joe's like on stream, like, I came with a suit. We had an agreement. Marcel's all in here in a shirt, but B-Dot is in the channel. So
B-Dot. Look, B-Dot.
B-Dot
salute
was,
to B-Dot.
Yeah.
That man is cold as fuck. Excuse my language, but that man is cold as hell. And the game against Slightly team, that went to overtime. That was a very competitive game. And B-Dot's nice, man. That dude could hoop. And so hopefully whenever we do this again, he returns. But that man cold as hell, man. Salute to B-Dot. Salute to Slightly's team. Noah Weber and,
got heart,
Tim
man.
Cato. Yeah. Like, all right, so in the game against Slightly, like it was just like a battle of attrition the entire day, and we lost the player, so we didn't have the sub. But then when Noah came in, he was fresh. He got that one crucial rebound. I was like, damn, like just that extra possession. And I think Slightly hit a 3 right after that. Like that was a crucial offensive rebound in a 3. But Noah Weber, bro, played with hella heart, and it was nice to meet him too. So what a day it was. I mean, 77 Spaces were out there. Buckets and Beyond, Jay from Buckets and Beyond was out there. Damn, man. I know X Factor was there, but he never introduced himself.
Yeah, he said why. He said why in Discord. So we got it. Next time we'll make sure that happens. So, but but
nah, it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I know there's going to be ways we could look back at this and try to improve it. I know there's ways to improve it, and I would love to get everybody's like feedback that were at the event from the outside looking in, and then everybody from the inside looking out, just to see how we can improve it. But I think for it to be like the first of its kind, I've never heard of any other fan base do something like this, and I think we've created something that is going to be hard for any other fan base to duplicate. The fact that we were able to do that, I think a lot of kudos goes to just the Mavs Twitter community by itself. And I just thought it was amazing. And then before the game started, Slightly like, yo, are we going to do a national anthem? I was like, we could do it. We could do a national anthem. And I played the national anthem, and like everybody like, you know, everybody got up, started singing the national anthem. And then when, you know, in the national anthem, when the stars came around, we were like, stars.
Always, yeah. If you don't do stars, you're not a real Dallas fan of sports. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was hilarious, man. It was a great touch to start the games, but great suggestion by Slightly Biased there. But great games, man. Great games, great event, and yeah. You know, I don't know if B-Dot's still watching, but B-Dot, if you want to come up here, man, that'd be great.
Here, I'll throw the invite up. I'll throw an invite to. I mean,
yeah.
Y'all come up too early and we're not ready, we won't pull you up. But if anybody, I'll go ahead and put it up there so everybody can see it. Since obviously it's Midnight Madness, I'll just throw it in there.
I would love to talk to the B-Dot.
I'm gonna throw it on. Why don't you throw it on your Twitter feed too?
Gotcha.
since I can't put on that, obviously. Yeah, well, I figured we'd do a couple shout outs before we get going too far. So Nancy is here. She said, "Hey guys, awesome game. You all did an amazing job. I think everyone really enjoyed it. Great work to all. Appreciate it, Nancy. Obviously, Nancy's a member. She's always supporting us. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the feedback we've been getting. So I mean, that's what you look for, right? We started out. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you guys can't all see it. We mentioned it a couple times in the stream, but we started out around 200, 300 to start early. And then it steadily went up and up and up. And by the time we were closing out, we were close to 2,100 viewers, 2,000 pretty much on Twitter watching, or on X watching us. So, I mean, obviously, you know, it's kind of a sign that people like the content, right? We never really had dips down. It just kind of steadily went up. And obviously, we got some good attention. I'm not going to say the name right now, but I got hit up immediately afterwards by someone related to the Mavs, and they said they want to be involved and they want to help for the next ones we do. So, you know, clearly we got some attention, and, you know, that's a shout out to everybody. That's, you know, from Mavs Reddit decided wanting to put this together, TGK here jumping on board and finding out for Oak Cliff Community Center, us supporting them and donating money to them. They had a great arena. Obviously, we need a bigger arena next time to do what we want to do and grow. But, I mean, it was still a nice facility. It did everything we needed it to do for the first tournament. And, you know, we got Mavs Highlight TMP doing all the highlights. We had Marcel doing the play-by-play, did a phenomenal job at play-by-play. Joe with his – he did. And Joe with his color commentary, being what Joe is, calling what's the name on Mavs Muse, Dorothy, because he had red shoes. And then he's like, he's talking about shoes, and he's like, Tim Cato's out here wearing his dad's lawn shoes. And I'm like, oh, I'm dead. I was like, he didn't say lawn shoes. So, I mean, it was overall, it was a great production.
Yeah, and then they were calling that one team the state troopers.
Dude.
And then the guys come in there to the interview, they're like, yeah, that's kind of on brand. I was like, oh, my God. It's hilarious.
Well, we had no team names, so they were trying to come up with, so they had like the green team, state troopers, and then, of course, we had Slightly's team, your team. They never called your team what everybody wanted to call. They wanted you to be called Mexican Luca and Co., but they never said it on stream. We were trying to get that going. So, but anyway, so we got Nancy in here. We got there. You wanna play Johnny's? Anything on Johnny's? Oh,
well, I don't have a Johnny.
Oh, we don't have a sound for Johnny, do we? Yeah. That's right. Yeah, we got.
I got this.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Oh no. This is Johnny B right here. My fault. This is Johnny B talking about he's done with the 90s.
We done with the 90s, and Jordan with no left hand, he bit trash
Garbage. Yeah, man, that's Johnny B right there. But yeah, man, no one has hit the link yet. You know, maybe I could send this directly to
we'll send it to a couple people directly, see if they want to join. So, like I said, like I said, the whole point of this was our normal Midnight Madness, obviously, which is always just going to talk about things going on, right? And I think we all have our own criticism. I mean, from the production side, there were some things we tried to do that just on StreamYard here, it didn't work. Like, I was trying to do the highlights and it just didn't work. Like, as far as the quality of stream, I'm like, Marcel and Joe were doing such a good time commentary. Like, it was funnier and more entertaining to let them talk while people warmed up than it was to look at some highlights that I couldn't get the audio to feed properly and kind of look like a really good thing. So there's some things I need to work on for next time, using probably different software for that, like OBS. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things that we need to do. And that's, I mean, like I said before, I want any feedback we can get from anybody. I mean, if we're going to do it, I want to do it right. I want this to look as professional as we can. And so any feedback is good feedback. Don't feel anybody want to hit us up and give us feedback. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Like,
right.
We want the advice. Like, we want it.
We got thick skin over here. Like, you could say whatever you want.
This is thicker. He weighs more.
Hell yeah. Hey, we got someone. In the stage. Let's bring him up. Man.
We got Joe in here.
We got Joe in the building. What's up, Joe?
Oh, gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's awesome. Listen, just having a little scotch, trying to make sure my sultry voice is still taken care of after a long day of taxing commentary. So how good is Marcel? That guy, he is so talented. It's as far as like acting, they call it like improv, where basically you just say yes, whatever the guy or girl that you're doing improv with, you just kind of go with whatever flow they go with. And he's really a joy to work with because he gives you so much opportunity to offer quality insight. Really, really talented individual. Can't say enough about how much fun it was to work with him. Sticks, thank you so much for everything you did. Gosh, it would have been a nightmare if we wouldn't have had you there. So very appreciative of you. Very appreciative of the other participants, the players in the tournament. They we had some really good players, and then I really enjoyed our interviews with the between games. I think that was kind of the high points for me. So yeah, all in all, I think it was a resounding success. So, big shout out to Big J too. He was instrumental, and he really kind of helped smooth things out for us. So if you guys are looking for a production assistant, Mavs fans, Big J's the guy to hit up. So he was doing a good job. He was bringing us towels, bringing us water. He was cut, man. So,
by the way, we got Road to the Ring was in there. Oh, there's B-Dot.
Oh,
Road to the Ring. Before we bring out, I want to shout out a couple people. So Road to the Ring is in here. He was one of the guys in the game. We got, I think, a highlight of him. He was like, here's my one great moment. He was like posting it up. Mavs Muse is in here. The winners of the tournament.
Mavs Muse.
So,
congrats, y'all. Congrats.
Yeah, they played a hell of a game. They definitely, with the way those games with the breaks, they definitely had the advantage going that last game and having a lot of rest. The team was dead.
My team pushed them to the limit. We got them prepped for the chip.
Yeah. Gina Kim's in here as always. As usual, half shout out to Sticks. Whatever, Gina Kim, whatever.
I'll get back to that comment. But
yeah, we'll get back to that. And then and I want to address this because we did say criticism, and I want to address this. So the microphones need to be upgraded. Light to everything clearly. Stuff was cutting out. Yes.
I think that was Marcel's settings that he had.
Well, it was a twofold
background noise.
Yeah, well, it was a twofold. So it was meant to be like a single mic, and we had to adjust it to be a dual because TGK's laptop was not working properly in that arena with the Wi-Fi. We were going to have Joe and Marcel on two separate webcams with two dedicated mics, and we couldn't get the feed to go through properly. So we had to kill that idea, and we were trying to adjust. And I'm in the private chat like, guys, whoever's talking, put the microphone in front of their face. I'm like, I need audio. And Joe's like over here talking and doing this and talking, and I'm like, dude, Joe, we can't hear Joe. Like, Joe, got to get you by the mic. So, yes, we definitely know the mics need to be way better quality.
Yeah, that's why I need to upgrade my laptop as soon as I can.
Yeah, we'll have that fixed by next time. So, but anyway, so we got a couple of people now. So we got B-Dot on the stage.
What's up, B-Dot?
What's up, TGK? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Hey, man. Let us know your thoughts of the event today, and just your overall perspective of it today, bro.
Dude, it was awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, man. Just a community of people who are just fans of a team that just want to play some hoop. And it was awesome. It was super cool, super fun, super competitive, all in good fun too. So, I mean, I definitely think this could be something that is once a year. You know,
so,
it was awesome. I had a great time.
Is this the same B-Dot from earlier on Slightly Biased's team?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, you got some game.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It was a joy watching you play today. So
thank you.
We actually, I was kind of had an epiphany whenever I figured out Noah was Noah Weber. I was like, oh, I'm actually a fan of that guy.
Dude,
so
Noah's like a little water bug, man. He's just everywhere.
Yeah,
he was. He was everywhere.
Man, and he grabbed a rebound in one of those games. And woo, it was just an offensive rebound. And just like, I think we scored right after it. It just felt so huge.
You know, I think Slightly needs to make Tim run gassers or something. I mean, he was in game 2, whenever he wasn't getting to play, we were over there looking at him. We had great angle, and Cato was pouting. It was
Uh-huh.
terrible. Such a bad look for him. You know.
Yeah, I think
I saw a bunch of good attitude today, except for Tim Cato. It was
I'll make sure to pass
embarrassing.
that along to him. I'll make sure to pass that on to him. He needs to.
No,
we had like 2 moments the whole day where it got a little heated. That one foul call that they were like, "That's a foul! You hit a 3," and they were like, "Come on!" And then the out of bounds that we had to use an official review and actually go back to the camera. And so we're like, it looks like it changed direction, so we're going to give it to that one. And so that was kind of funny.
Well,
I gotta
the
tell
game.
you,
Oh,
when Diesel was setting picks, though, I would have had a problem if he wouldn't have been with him, if he wouldn't have been such a unit. That's one of those ones where you get knocked on your ass and then you turn around and look and see who it was, and you're like, oh man.
All right, so we got a couple more people, so I'm gonna bring them one at a time. We got Daniel G. So bring him up real quick. Oh, he was the green team player. There you go. Okay, so
hey guys,
he's
how's it going?
Team. What's up, Daniel G?
What's up, Daniel G?
What's up, Daniel?
Hey.
Let us know your perspective from today, man. What are your overall thoughts of the inaugural Mavs Twitter tournament?
Yeah, well, first let me say I was part of the organization team on the Discord, so I got to kind of see the behind the scenes and everything, which is awesome. I don't even know what my Discord name is. I think it's like toxic something. So.
Oh, okay. I know who you are. I know.
Yeah. That's like something for gaming. So apologies. I think someone had to read that on stream. Yeah. I thought it was awesome, man. I mean, like it was stated earlier, just really cool to have the Mavs community come out and I mean, so many talented players as well. And then also just fun for, I don't know if there are other teams like this, but like literally, I met the guys that I was playing with today. Like we met like just through like Matt. I mean, he was part of the organization Discord as well. And then Birkin, I've seen his Twitter and whatnot, and I saw he was looking for a player or a team. And so I like hit him up just on a message randomly. And so today was like our first day ever meeting, and just kind of, we're like, we're just gonna have fun. Whatever happens, happens. And yeah, I mean, it was a blast.
Which team were you on?
The green team, and I had glasses.
Okay, you know what? We were. Listen, you have a lot of good instincts as a basketball player. You just got to play with more confidence. So.
Joe's like, we're just gonna rip him real quick. Like, you did good, but yeah, they are this.
Listen, you can go back and listen. You can go back and listen to the broadcast. We were begging him to shoot more, just get after it, let the ball fly. So, yeah, I think he should be encouraged, if anything.
I think if I learned one thing today, it's that it's just handles. Like I literally need to work on handles because everyone has just so much more control, and I was kind of blown away by some people in their ball handling.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say when I was watching your team. I was like, Birkin has like the best handles on your squad, and you needed another playmaker out there to kind of help out. So yeah, handles were definitely handles. That way you could be another playmaker as well. But I did have a question for B Dot. B Dot, there was like you have this patented play where you do like this spin move, fade away, but like you have this high release with it.
Yeah.
Just as a baller, I'm asking, like, when did you develop that, and how's that shot come along? Because it was very effective.
So I actually developed that within like the past like 8 or 9 months of just playing basketball. So I played high school basketball, and the high school I played at, you weren't allowed to really like shoot mid-range shots. It was like the coach thought he was some like genius. He was shooting threes and layups, like this run and gun stuff. So that's all I really knew. And so I started playing basketball by myself, and then started working on my game. I watched a lot of Mavs fans are gonna like this. I watched a lot of Devin Booker.
All right, he's off. He's off.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite player. Not my favorite player.
Right.
But super fun to watch if you just take away all the other stuff. And I was watching his game as a guard. I know he's like 6'5" or whatever, but as a guard, his post, he has that high release. So on that spin move specifically that you're talking about, when I get guys a lot of guys get guys on their shoulders. I try to get them on my hips, so it keeps me on balance. So I keep them on my hips, and instead of fading like off to my right, I kind of fade back more and away from the defender. Yeah. So it's just something I've been working on really within the past like almost a year now.
Yeah,
you know what? You know
super effective.
One play that we were begging for there from you from beat up was like y'all run like a high pick and roll, almost with like a DHO action, and then you pop out into that flare position and shoot that three. I thought that that Houston spot. If you're coached that, you know exactly what I'm talking about because y'all were in a high school. You're running that Alabama offense.
Yeah,
the coach's name it escapes me right now, but that kind of it's called the Houston spot from the Houston Rockets. But when you flare out there, like you run the pick at the top of the key or the top of, and then you flare out. So, which we expect to see a lot from Clay this year. So that was like, man, that would be great action for them, especially with somebody big and who could handle the ball like slightly. That would have been.
Yeah, we wanted to get slightly more involved. He got gassed early, and I don't really know. I guess because he was saying he was coming up with all his excuses. I was like, whatever, man.
Y'all were running drills on the other end the whole time. I was like, damn, they're about to gas out, man.
I thought it was funny.
That.
I thought it was funny because Slightly gets on the interview and he's like, yeah, people are on the team. He's like, we got subs. People are going to go in and out. And he basically said, except for me. I can't remember exactly how he said. And at the end game, he's like subbing out because he's so tired. I was like, oh, well, that didn't work out as he planned.
Yeah, we wanted to get him going a little more. He didn't really shoot much. He was being like passive and stuff, which I appreciate. But he's got some game. Like we could have used it. He's got a little post in there and stuff. So
he's a big son of a gun. I can tell you that, man.
Yeah, for sure. He can bang down there.
Frank is wrong for that. He just said slightly out of shape. Dang.
Slightly out of shape.
All right,
I'm sure Slightly has something quippy for comeback for that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he does. All right, I'm gonna bring Nancy in. So welcome Nancy to the stage.
What's up, Nancy?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Everybody did an awesome job. Like I was telling the other guys earlier, I'm really impressed by all the players. I think you guys did an amazing job and you all took it seriously. I was surprised at how competitive you all were in a fun way. I thought the interviews were amazing. Definitely, I heard Stick say a little while ago that mics could have been better. Yeah, because we couldn't really hear you, Joe. Marcel did an amazing job ad-libbing throughout the whole game, but the commentary was really good. The only couple of suggestions I could say, you said you'd like to hear some. Like for the players' perspective, it would be nice to kind of have an intermission so the players get time to have some downtime and rest a little bit, just like an NBA game would have, so they're not like rolling from one competition into another and they're not so gassed and tired. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is when they're doing the commentator, now that you're definitely having more and more people going to want to be involved next time around, is to have a third person at the desk with Marcel and Joe or whoever and get Twitter and YouTube involved, because people kept throwing questions, but Marcel and Joe were so involved with what they were doing, like nobody was the bridge there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it from this end either. So
no, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not something you could have done, but I think at the desk, because then they could be reading it. That could be that person's job, is watching Twitter and watching YouTube and whoever else you're connected with out there on whatever platforms you're out there with. Even, I don't know if you guys have TikTok involved, but that seems to be really popular with the younger generation. But then it keeps people interactive, because they had a lot of good questions for even people that were being interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and part of the thing with the intermission, hold on real quick, Joe. Part of the thing with the intermission too was I think y'all had 6 hours total, TGK? Mm-hmm. And y'all wanted to give some free time. So because of that, they tried to make it pretty fast. And so, if we get a better facility next year where we're not strapped on how quick we can get in, get set up, get going, and move along, and just making, now that the tournament went well, I think it just, next time it's pure seriousness as far as all of it. The pickup stuff's probably gone out the window, and we have more teams, more time to set up, more time to play the games, and then we can do proper intermissions. Yeah, because 5 minutes, it was like trying to do intermission. And that's why, actually, if you notice, for a while, he was flipping the camera around, and I was like, wait, we have 2 webcams. I was like, we need to stop moving that camera around and missing gameplay. So we've ended up adding that second camera because I mean, it was people wanted to watch, so we needed to make sure we didn't screw that up. So
Right.
it was, I mean, I said it was a good learning experience, and I would agree with you fully on both those, Nancy.
So what I'm taking from what Nancy said is that Big J failed at his job.
On that note, welcome Big J to the stage.
Hey, what's up, Big J?
I knew shots were coming.
Oh man.
Well, if we would have had more than one laptop, then perhaps I could have been taken. But
Hey, my boy, it's your boy Eric says, I feel like if y'all got a sideline reporter, that would have made it even easier to interview people. I agree. There is a way that we could have done it, but we just didn't have necessarily all the equipment for that to happen. And that's the thing about this event. Like, we're gonna learn from it. Like, we went into it knowing we're gonna learn from it.
You might want to read that comment real quick.
Yeah, put a hand up on me.
Damn. Mavs calling your ass.
Which one was Mavs Muse? There's a mama bear, a baby bear. Oh,
Red
Red
Shoes.
Oh, it's Mavs Muse. That's Dorothy.
Yeah,
I think that was Dorothy.
Okay.
Hey, he got to put a hand up on me too, because I mean he got one block, but I was making shots on him. Look, can we talk about my squad? I can talk about my squad.
You go ahead. You talk about
in that game against Mavs Muse. I think it came down to my boy Dave taking the last shot. Trust me, I would have loved to take the last shot, and I read all the comments. Everybody was like, "Oh, TGK should have taken the last shot." I didn't have the mismatch. Dave did. And, we had about 7 seconds when he shot it. He could have drove it to the lane, whatever the case may be, and we could have tried to force overtime, but we were going for the win. Well, no, they had a great team, man. And Mavs Muse, he was awesome. He wasn't talking crazy like that in person, though.
Since we're going to talk about TGK's team now, let's talk about how he really is the Mexican Luka, because he was bombing threes. When he got cold on the threes in his last game, he kept bombing them when he was 0 for 4. And I believe when we've been on pregame show and playback, I believe Mr. Mexican Luka here was talking about the real Luka continuing to shoot threes and costing his team. And then he'd be like, hey, why don't Luka go to the post? Put Luka in the post. I'm just saying.
Do you not know what? Wait up.
Just saying.
Nah. Hold on. B-Dot was there. B-Dot was there. B-Dot was there. Yes. I missed quite a few shots.
And then he got
I missed a lot of shots in the beginning of that game. But then I started hitting them, and I was able to get my team to lead.
That's what Lucas
you had a couple against us,
That's
too.
what Lucas says, too.
Nah, honestly, though.
What's up?
I would say, no, with their game, I said, the issue was when your buddy got fouled and didn't call it, and they hit him in the face. Because they immediately hit a 2 right after that foul. I said, so that would have been a swing if he'd have called a foul at that point, but he was like, I didn't want to call it. I'm like, you got hit in the face. I saw it from over there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even got to that. Like, it's like.
Right, you shouldn't have got blown by so much.
Sticks.
Look, you call yourself Mexican Luka. You just proved it because you were bombing threes and you were bringing your team back, and then your ass was tired, and then you were getting blown by on layups. I'm just saying, it's a valid.
Bro, it was a tied game. It was a tied game.
In TGK's defense, he kept his team in every game with his long range shooting,
and he didn't
Thank
complain.
you, Joe.
Yeah.
Mexican Luka. It's a valid comparison. I'm just saying.
No, that's a great point. I did not complain. No, so here's what happened in the slightly game, the slightly B-Dot game. It was tied up 11-11. We had about like 20 seconds with the last possession, and I forget who my buddy Mo was being guarded by, but he had the ball at the end, and I was like, "Oh, you were guarding him, all right, yeah." So if I would have known, I would have not given it to him, but in retrospect, maybe I should have taken that last shot, right? I was just trying to like give him the ball. Maybe the ball would have worked its way back to me, but I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, you held on to that ball a little too long. You decided to drive a little too late. He decided to drive with like 4 seconds to go, and in an NBA or in any other game, you want to begin your route to go get in the bucket at 8 seconds. I was like, bro, we already lost 4 seconds. We're still dribbling. Like, go do something. And we never got a shot off. So it shouldn't have came to that. Like, we should have got at least a shot off. Things could have been different. And then in the overtime, we have that call where it goes off his leg or whatever the case may be. And then just a lucky bounce, rebound slightly, and that did us in. But it was a great game. It was a very competitive game.
It was a great game.
Listen, I'm going to tell you that we did not, Marcel and I did not care, did not want to be involved, in that call. But when you watch the replay, and we watched it in 0.25, and he clearly picked up, he clearly traveled. So whether the ball went off his foot or not, Marcel said he thought it was clearly off his leg. I wasn't as sure about that, but we were both sure about the fact that he traveled. So
everybody was good sports about it, though. So it wasn't like no argument.
Yeah,
it was all
yeah,
good.
he didn't. Yeah, because that would have been unfortunate if he would have taken exception to that and would have been animated. So we appreciate him and tell him that when you talk to him, TGK, that we really enjoyed calling him as a player, and that that we were just trying to golf balls and strikes, and that's what we saw. So.
Yeah, no, and then that was the first time hooping with him as a teammate. So, because one of our guys wasn't able to make it, so it kind of changed the dynamic of the squad. He was going to be my sub, so whenever I got tired, he was going to fill in for me. So, we had to make a little bit of an adjustment, and I thought we did great. I mean, we were in every game. Just that's how basketball go, man. That's how basketball go.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody next year to come with 4 players. I mean, I think those teams that had 4 players, were able to sustain their play a little bit better than those with 3. Although Mavs Muse team was those guys.
Oh, they had chemistry. They've been playing for years. It's so credit.
I think he said at least 5. What did he say? At least 5 years together.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like credit to Mo. Like we've never played together a day in our life. Same thing with Dave. He's never played with Dave. And we were able to kind of figure out on the fly how to be competitive in games. So I think if we have more runs together, it would be a lot more effective. But
Mavs Muse team, they definitely had. I mean, we said it in the broadcast. They had an advanced level passing. I mean, they knew where everybody was going to be, and they didn't even have to really kind of think about it. They were just reacting to how the game was being dictated. And, you could tell that they played a lot together. We asked them about that too. So yeah. The quality of play was substantially better than what I thought we were going to get.
Bro, there was high IQ basketball. It was great, man. It was a great outing.
Should we go with the one commentary that kept happening?
What's the commentary?
Which was
there weren't enough black players. Like, why is there I think it was kind of Chris was like, why is the only black guy on the court sitting down? First off, it wasn't his team yet. He was waiting to play.
I think King said, "Well, we're all the brothers."
Comments about that.
Well, I mean, that's just going to be a product of outreach. So
I know. It was just funny because it was obvious. You're like, wait, there's like 3 straight all white teams.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I think some teams probably got iced out. No pun intended. Where they would have probably signed up to play, but we only had so many slots. So
he rubbing it in. He rubbing it in that he beat y'all. He didn't. Dang.
I didn't know need to break out the one leg.
He was not talking like this when we were there, huh?
No, he was not. That's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't talking like that. We was very
all right,
very humble. Very
good
nice.
Guy,
like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I got my highlight on Mavs Muse. I hit the Luka step back and then slightly pushed me when I made the shot. He was like, So I got my one highlight on you, Mavs Muse.
we know it's all Mavs Muse. We know it's all for fun tonight anyway. That's the whole point of this. What we do on Friday and Saturday is just bullshit and have fun with each other.
Yeah.
So.
In person too, if you kind of talk crap like that, you might get beat up.
Whoa, damn, Joe.
That's my motto.
So for all the guys that played, what were you the most surprised about the tournament?
Oh, so I thought when I saw B Dot on the roster, B Dot. I thought they were talking about like B Dot, the influencer. I was like, damn, Slightly is cool with B Dot. Like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, the B Dot is probably better than the B Dot from over there. So
yeah, I'm not as good as impressions, but I can still hoop.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if Slightly's got motion like that, but
yeah,
maybe one day.
He might, bro. He'll get there. My biggest surprise, Nancy, I would say is like just the overall event or the play styles.
For all of you guys that played, your biggest surprise about the whole thing in a package, because it was a new thing you were stepping into, and never did something like this maybe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like because obviously this was gonna be a full court 3v3 at first because there was like no corner threes. I'm not mad at who made the change, and I think Mavs News was a big
Mavs
part
News
of
was taking
making
credit
that change.
for it in the final interview. Yeah, he was like, yeah, it was my idea.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they won, because he made that change. Because I was like, nah, full court, like it's a battle of attrition. If you die, you die. No, just kidding. But it was a great change, because I know in the third game I was so gassed. I'm still in pain right now. So if we played full court, yeah, that wouldn't have been.
Y'all would have been dead.
So my biggest surprise that I was wrong in assessing that court was doable for full court 3v3.
Yeah, we need a defibrillator.
Yeah, Big J will get us Texas Legends next year. So,
Big J, how possible is that?
I don't know. I can talk to him and see. I'll talk to the folks.
I mean, TGK, after the contact that hit me up, and then who he knows, it might be possible.
Put them all together. Yeah. That would be awesome. What do you think about that, B Dot and Daniel G playing at the Legends Arena next year?
That would be sick.
That'd be sick, man. That'd be great. I would be down.
Probably wouldn't be as hot.
Right.
That was my biggest surprise.
It got really humid in there. I tried to get fans, and the guy was like, "Oh, the fan don't work," and I tried to mess with it, and it didn't. I was like, "Damn!" Like I didn't think it was gonna get that hot, but even he was talking about trying to turn on the air. I was like, "Damn, y'all didn't even turn the air on!" Like so.
Oh my god! Yeah, Joe said at the end it felt like it was like 82 to 84 in there. So
it was really, really hot in there.
Plus, that's when Joe started complaining that he came in a suit and nobody else did. It was boiling hot. He's like, "I'm in a suit."
He wasn't sweating though. He wasn't sweating. He was good.
Marcel completely took advantage of me in that situation. It was his idea. We were gonna wear suits. We were gonna look, professional broadcast. So I show up. I got my haircut and my beard trimmed, and Marcel shows up like he's gonna play a pickup game. It was
like he was gonna sub in.
He was, yeah. He might like dual duties, like announce and ref. So I guess that was my biggest surprise was how little controversy that we had over calls and things along those lines. I mean, there's a couple guys I saw called fouls on themselves, so yeah. So, but man, I got to be frank with you. I think it was probably more the quality of the play. There was the team, what were they called? The Dunkin' Donuts. They had the mid-level, or what's it?
Midi Assassin.
Midi Assassin, and the big guy they had. That guy
that was Buckets.
Buckets. When Buckets got square, man, if you watched his form and his shooting, watch the replays whenever you go back and watch, I mean, his feet, when he's square, he looks pretty good. He looks Clay-like, and I'm not saying he shoots like Clay because obviously that's blasphemy, but how his feet are and how he's square with his shoulders, I mean, it looks like it's going in. So kudos to that guy.
After that first game, I thought they were going to dominate, and then
yeah.
There was definitely better competition. The start, I think everybody trying to get in rhythm and used to everything. And then it definitely picked up after that, because at first it was like, "Oh, this competition doesn't look great." And then, man, it turned out to be some really good games after that.
It was kind of funny too. And we would see teams have success, and then they would go to different things. And I'm kind of that old school, like you find a weakness on the team, then you just keep running the same thing over and over and over until they stop it. And
so, are you saying that they were being coached by Jason Kidd?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I thought.
Game 4 Boston.
I thought like Slightly seen with B-Dot. I thought when they ran Zoom, they got a bunch of clean looks and they had the shooters to knock down those shots. Especially B-Dot. And with no disrespect to Noah or Tim, I actually thought they played pretty well in the roles that they were asked. But yeah, I would have run a lot more Zoom action on Slightly's team with the idea of freeing up B-Dot to either create or to shoot. So yeah, just things like that. That was kind of surprising. And also, when your mind gets tired, or your body gets tired, your mind gets tired. So it's easy to have these kind of opinions from the cheap seats. So yeah.
Come on, don't sell yourself short. You were the announcer. You didn't have the cheap seats. You were up front and personal. Come on, you had floor seats.
It's a great place to watch the game. So especially with Marcel, you could just talk. I mean, it's not even like you're not even really. I mean, you kind of forget that you have an audience and you're sitting there kind of shooting a bull with Marcel, which is a fun thing to do.
Yeah, you talking about Tim Cato's dad's lawn shoes? That was by far that had to be the best comment of the dang thing.
Yeah, I thought I saw some grass stains on there. That's all I'm saying. So
he goes, man, those shoes, those purple ones look great. He's like, these shoes look great, and he's like, and Tim Cato's out here with his dad's lawn shoes. Where did this comment come from?
I don't know why. I actually love Tim Cato. I mean, he's like one of my favorite authors. I mean, anything he writes, I'm definitely reading it as soon as possible. So I don't know why he was the whipping boy. Mostly probably because I respect him so much. So
hey, that gets me to ask because Daniel G told us how his team came together. B-Dot, how did yours and Slightly's team come together? Because initially, I think Slightly was thinking that he didn't have a squad, and then he found a way to put one together. How did that come about?
So Slightly just he shot me a text. So I'm his main mod on Playback and on YouTube, and I've been with him doing that like 3 years since he's been streaming Mavs games. I found him about the time he started. And we've hooped a couple times now. So I guess he saw me hoop and he gave me a text. He was like, "Hey man, you want to be on my team?" And then I'm not sure how he got Cato. I think he reached out to Cato and Cato was down. I know he reached out to Noah last minute. And Noah wanted to. And so I think Noah was a little last minute, but Cato, I assume it was similar. Just shot a text and asked if we were wanting to play. I mean, as soon as he asked me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, of course. Basketball?
Right.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Slightly was just trying to show up. He was just trying to show everybody up. Like, look who I got. Yeah, look, I think I got Cato and Noah. Yeah, look at me. At least contacts.
And we know Mavs Muse has been going to school with those guys since junior high. So, yeah, they've known each other forever.
So we got Daniel's take. We got TGK's take for Nancy's question. B-Dot, what was your take on most surprising of the overall thing for you?
Man, I was really impressed with the presentation of it all, considering it was like a first-time thing and everybody's kind of figuring it out as we go. So I was really impressed by the presentation. It was a lot of fun, and I thought everybody did a really good job. I was impressed.
We appreciate that because we had how would say a more extravagant game plan. We literally we're gonna have another camera on the opposite side of the court, and then we're gonna have 2 individual cameras for our commentators and one additional for the court. So obviously someone's laptop didn't have enough capabilities, and then we had to kind of pivot. But I appreciate that, knowing that we only had literally 2 cameras to work with,
because we were gonna the original plan was we were gonna sit dead center, which actually, like Joe and Marcel were talking about that at the end. I don't know if there would have been room if you would have been full court for them to really sit and cover, because it just wasn't much as is. So that worked too. But we were gonna have like camera on one end, camera on another end. We were gonna put a third camera on a tripod in the middle and have someone sit there and literally track the ball and follow it along. From my side, from trying to put the production together, I was like, oh, hell. I'm gonna have so many angles trying to like track and do and see what I can make it look. So when it went to one, it was like this kind of actually makes it a lot easier for me at least. But I'm glad everybody. I said the same thing. I'm glad everybody appreciated it, and it was kind of cool too from my side because like guys were literally looking at the camera and being like, "Hey, are you guys ready?" And then Marcel and Joe would be like, "Yeah, we're good to go," and they're like, "Okay, we'll start." So it was cool to see the coordination of everybody respecting like, "Hey, we're gonna have this on live. Like, let's not start until they're ready for us." Because when we started doing those interviews, so it's kind of like I said, it was kind of just everybody was not trying to show anybody up, or like everybody was respecting everybody's kind of position out there, like what we were all trying to do. So it's pretty cool to see.
Well, it's easy to do. I mean, it's easy to be positive whenever you see guys out there, doing the little things. I was really surprised with the defense. I know I've mentioned Tim's. I mean, there's little things like the fundamental things, like moving your feet and bending at the hips, and then one arm up and one arm down, kind of whenever you're defending, and little things like that. We saw some really high quality play today. So yeah, that was. I was impressed with Noah, right? I thought he was a little fire plug. So I mean, we call them the team with the guys that look like cops. We were the Super Troopers. Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised they got beat in that first game. TGK, didn't y'all beat them?
Yeah, man, they were tough. They were tough. It wasn't for my shooting, we lose.
He called them state troopers, and then he started calling them the guy with the bigger mustache Starsky and Hutch every time he made a move. So Joe had all kinds of names for people. He was having at it with that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it was a matter of respect. I mean, that guy could hoop too, man. God, he was really good. So it was like those guys. He was getting interviewed by Marcel, and I was standing by the other two guys. And I'm 6'2" in shoes, and those guys were taller than me. So Marcel and I had a running dialogue about who we thought could dunk. And I asked them, I said, "Hey, can you guys dunk?" And they're like, "Nah, not anymore. But in high school, we definitely could." Like, well, y'all look like you're in high school now to me.
Oh, it was pretty funny when Bryce got that easy layup and could have possibly dunked. And he did a layup, and they're like, "Bro, we got a show going here. The people want to see a dunk." And Bryce was like, my bad.
Well, we were looking right down the pipe too. And so there was a couple plays that we saw where guys, they kind of jumped up there, and then they could have extended their arm and just dunked the ball, but they kind of alligator armed it, and they made buckets. I mean, nobody missed that bunny, but there was a couple three plays from different players, three different guys.
That's
where you're
not
like,
necessarily true. I saw a couple of times where we looked like we had some Angel Reese going on out there. I'm just saying, like there was a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I made my chippy layup because.
Oh, if you'd have missed that one, I was ready. I was ready to roast you if you missed that one.
I was like, oh, it's bouncing. Oh, thank God it went in, man, because I couldn't. I only had one layup.
Oh, you would not have lived that one down.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, some guys had some nice looking shots too, man. There's like a lot of these people, you could tell they've been coached well as they've come up and learned the game of basketball, because just how they played, some of the fundamentals they brought to the game, how they moved on the court. And then, in those plays, like I said, the mind, once the body gets tired, the mind follows. And we're like, they would run a zoom action, and then they wouldn't follow through in the zoom and really kind of set that screen. And then there's a pick and pop, into that flare action, or there's a pocket passes available. So, the cardio is one of those things that you could tell that the cardio was kind of affecting play, especially towards the end of the day. So, yeah, but that's easy for me to say when my old ass is sitting over there on the sideline. So, yeah. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was amazing how serious Joe and Marcel were. Like I'm on the backside. I'm trying to talk and navigate everything, try to help the guys coordinate everything. And there's Marcel and Joe. They're like so into it. I think the game winning shot, the buzzer beater. Marcel jumps out of his seat. Like it was, they were so into the calling the game, and it was awesome. It was an awesome sight to see. I just love that. everyone was so passionate about what they needed to do to make sure this was a success, and then for all the players, man, the fact that they showed up and balled out, like it was, and at the end of it, it's not the biggest surprise. It's just something I'm grateful of that no one left hurt, no one got injured, none of that, and we're all able to leave with our health, and so that was the biggest thing.
As Sticks and I talked about that, I mean, a lot of that has to go to Marcel. I mean, he's immensely talented, and I know I've said that earlier tonight, but he does a good job of filling airspace in such a way that it doesn't seem forced, or he says dumb things or stumbles over his words. I mean, he's a really talented individual, So for me, it was just kind of like, oh, look, that's Spanulis action. I mean, I didn't have to do much, So,
Well, and
yeah.
on that note, Joe, it's kind of like I was saying, like I was trying to do, and then shout out to TMP. I don't think we've really brought it back up maybe earlier, but I mean, obviously TMP, who's the Mavs podcast, and then he's Mavs highlights on X. He was, he agreed to sit there and do all the highlights for us like he does in the Mavs games. And, unfortunately, I couldn't show him the way I wanted to because it just wasn't coming out. And at the end of the day, when I realized the quality of that wasn't coming out very good production wise for the viewers, I was like, you know what? We only have like 5 minutes between games, roughly is what 5 to 7 it seemed like. And Marcel and Joe were doing such a good job with commentary. And then when we started doing the interviews, it's like, you know what? I would just rather watch warm-ups and let guys do it and switch the camera to the interviews because it was just better content. So it made it easier for me too because they were just both of them are good at filling that space. And it was like there was really no reason. So, yeah, I mean, if next time we can add, Chicken Man was running around with video. If we could have had him doing some interviews maybe even next time and Big J going around doing some interviews once we get some of that worked out. I mean, we have plenty of gap fill that we'll be able to put together a much better kind of setup. And
I think one of the things we could do is we could have more time, like Nancy was saying, and quite frankly, whenever Marcel would read, oh, we've got a comment about because Marcel and I identified a triangle offense, which is that's an extinct offense, and so we were kind of excited. We're like, oh, they're running the triangle, and they ran it successfully. And so it was like somebody made a comment. They're like, hey, you guys are supposed to be casuals, and y'all are out here calling offensive plays and stuff like that. And it was kind of one of those things, like those comments from the crowd or for the people watching, that would have been more enjoyable for us. We just need more time in our production to do that. And I think we can achieve that by it. And it serves two purposes. One, it increases the quality of what we're putting out there for the fans. And two, it allows the teams to rest a little more. So, because, I mean, full court, there's no way we could have done that full court because everybody was, like I said, gassed playing half court. And so, 5 more minutes instead of 10 minutes, like 15 minutes between or 12 and a half, something like that. Yeah, that would have been because we can get one more interview in because I thought the broadcast improved, once we started doing interviews. But of course, we started off with the motherload of the interview. We started off with Slightly, and that guy, I mean, Slightly could talk about baking a cake, and I would think it's entertaining. So,
Well, the good thing about the interviews, it helps the crowd get connected with the players because nobody knows them and gives them an opportunity to hear from them and let them talk a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of regret that. We said that we were going to interview Midi Assassin, and then we didn't get to that. I mean, there was a lot of players that we wanted to talk to because, they were really skilled and kind of deserved their 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's just something to look forward to. So honestly, though, if we wouldn't have had Sticks doing what he was doing back there, it would have been, I mean, we might have just been like filming games. So, yeah. Thank goodness we had the foresight to have a backup computer with Marcel. So, because otherwise we would have been shot. Yeah.
True, very true. I do got the photos from Big J, by the way. Y'all want me to start showing them? Y'all want to see
some photos? Let's see some photos.
Let's see some photos, man. So
let's see some photos.
Hold on. Let me do like. Oh, okay. Look at that. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, hold on.
That's an inappropriate looking photo right there. This is Midnight Madness. This is not our pregame seriousness. So you're right. Okay.
Are they all the same, Big J?
No. So
I'm just kidding.
there's two different formats. So there's a JPEG and a RAW file. So there'll be two of each picture.
You know, the way BJ likes it.
Sorry,
You know what's
Nancy.
also cool?
Sorry, Nancy.
And Big J was taking. Oh, look at that. Slightly taking the contact. Did you finish the layup? All right, man. Maybe I need to go through these and find like the best picture.
Yeah, just find the ones that post.
We'll be here all day.
Yeah,
Hey,
good luck with your snatchback.
I know. Oh yeah, I need to find that one. I know Jay was taking photos out there as well. I need to find that snatchback one, man. What he wrote to? He said maybe player and team intros before each of the first round games could be nice. Yes, I was talking to Sticks about this. Like, this is something that I would have loved to do. That way, you know who's facing who. But I think with more time next year, we'll be able to do that. That would be like, hey, can y'all send me stills, right? So if I could just get stills of everybody, and then I could create, intros for everyone. I think that'd be great.
We talked about that beforehand. That was like in our first production meeting. We talked about getting player bios so we could kind of do that, because we were just like, like Mavs Muse. He became Dorothy because we didn't have names over there. I mean, we had names, but it was like B dot. We're like, which one's B dot? Okay, that's Tim. Okay, I guess that's Noah, and things like that. I mean, you can hear us have the epiphany during one of the games. We're like, that's Noah. And then somebody said he was a journalist. And, he's not just a journalist; he's a hooper. And I was like, is that Noah Weber? And you could hear me asking Marcel. So yeah, it would have been nice to have that. So
yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think that's something Mavericks Reddit and company that they'll know how to approach better, and I'll get that feedback back to them. But I think now that we got this under our belt, we'll be able to adjust better. But man, where was I going with this? Damn.
So TJ, how did the guy that started it feel? How it went? The guy Twitter Reddick, is that who it was? You said
Matt Reddick, yeah.
So how did he feel about how it all turned out?
I think he loved every second of it. On Twitter, he was just kind of talking about how in 2020 it was an idea, and they had to put it on the back burner, and then to be here where we're at, the fact that it happened, and it went as well as we could have made it go. I think he was extremely happy, but I think he's gonna leave like a suggestion box thing open for people to leave suggestions on how to improve it. So he loved it though. But I would just say, for me, it's just improving the production end of it. Like, I think you get all the teams you need, but it's production, right? Like the fact that we got some outreach from Mavericks people, I thought that was awesome, but how can we make it better, right? So I think that there's ways to go about it for sure.
Well, and from that standpoint, right, like this was, and I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but it was like they put the tournament together. Then TGK is like, hey, we got the tournament going on. And then I'm like, well, dude, if we're hosting a show, that's what we are. Like, can we not put cameras on this? Like, because if we're going to try to grow this, like, we need people to see it, and not everybody's going to see the Twitter post. Not everybody's going to be there, but all of a sudden people start sharing it. So we decided, hell, let's just put it on camera. Let's see if this works. So we kind of just winged this all up and was like, okay, try this. And unfortunately, because of restrictions, nothing against them, obviously, they're community center. It's not like a full-on blown facility that does these kind of things. So we had limited ability to do some of the testing and things we needed to do. Plus, this was, we had, I think, TGK goes, oh, we got plenty of time. And I was like, dude, we have 5 weeks. Like, that's not a lot of time to plan. So some of the things we tried ended up not working.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, production-wise, like, this wasn't even supposed to be a production. Like, this was supposed to just be a tournament for people. And this thing got so much attention, we said, let's try it. And now, thankfully, we did, because we got a lot of views on this. And people are like, holy crap, like, this is awesome that you guys did this. So, I mean, it gave everybody more attention to this because of us putting this on. So, hopefully, now we can do a lot more with it. I mean, Gina Kim's talking about 5-minute pregame show, right? Well, ideally, if we could get in there early enough at a facility, it'd be nice to have a good 30 minutes to an hour pregame where we can introduce the teams, talk about the rules, go over everything, make sure anybody watching knows how this is going to go next time, not just simply, oh, crap, we can't get computers to work. Well, we're not at 9:25, and then everybody's like holding on, waiting for production. So, maybe we can get people with some cameras, have a better internet signal so we can pull it off. I mean, there's so many things we can do now that we have had the attention we've gotten to it. So, it's
platforms. Was it on? Was it just on YouTube and Twitter?
Yeah, it was on Twitter, YouTube.
Well, your Twitch, because it goes to your Twitch. Yeah.
And it was also on my Facebook as well.
And it's Facebook. So I don't know. Can we can't stream to TikTok from this, correct? No. I might be able. So we're talking about next time I'm going to try to go to probably OBS. Freaking Frank just said y'all going to stream on Bally Sports.
Bally Sports.
Hey, they're struggling. They might want this. They might need the help. So maybe we can provide some better views. But anyway, so that was a day, whatever.
Rosalita made a good suggestion. She's the one that made these little cutouts. Yeah, she's the one that made these. And I can't even tell my aerials. Well,
they're coming out good. Right. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So she made those, and she was like, "Well, why don't y'all have y'all's Twitter, names on the back of your shirts?" I was like, you're going on to the committee. Like, those are the kind of ideas we need. Like, I think it would have been great for, the commentators to be able to see a name like, oh, that's B dot, all right? Like, at B dot, or whatever the case may be. That way, since it's like Mavs Twitter, everyone has their Twitter handle on the back of their jersey or whatever the case may be. So I think that's something we could do.
Yeah, that's just going to require, knowing everybody coming forward. That's going to require more money. Obviously this was run really cheap this time. Nobody even, like you said, what did y'all put it up for 8 teams? And it was like an hour. All the people had already signed up. And then people were getting frustrated because so there's plenty to work on.
All together.
Huh?
How many teams were there all together?
8.
Oh, wow. That's not that many, really.
Well, they didn't blow up like this.
Something like that.
Yeah,
how many people did you have to turn away?
Quite a bit. There's quite a bit of people. There was people like calling us out because they didn't get a chance to make it. So that's another thing. I told Mavs Reddit, I was like, instead of just like throwing it out there, put a date and time like 2 weeks in advance to give people the opportunity to find their teams, get the money they need, and then that way whenever it goes live, whoever. It's a fair chance versus just throwing it on a regular after. Because we threw it out there on a regular afternoon. We didn't give no warning. It just went straight live, and that's kind of what probably made it difficult for a lot of people. But next time,
depends on how many teams win at a time next time. Like, you might even almost have to do. We might have to do like a 32-64 team, like maybe like a pre-game, try to figure out the best 16 to make it to the thing. I mean, it's a possibility. Because we don't know the content,
man,
right?
Hell no. What? That is a lot. You know how much production?
No, I'm not talking about production.
That's a 2-day event.
No, I'm not talking about production. Like maybe have like a pre contest to like get everybody, basically like a tryout, like and eliminate elimination, not production quality. Just have everybody meet up on a couple weekends ahead of time, run a like a placement tournament. And then the top 16 go to like the game day. So I don't know. Either that or you're going to have to do, because what you don't want is to have an application like an invitation like Jay's talking about, and then you end up with the first 16 teams that sign up aren't even like the really good teams. Right. So like you don't want that to happen either. So that's you either have to pick your teams and know they're good enough, because if we're going to be better, you want to make sure the quality is there. You don't want to have crappy quality of teams.
Exciting is all these teams had good people on each team.
Yeah.
And like you said, not even the best of the talent. So, and obviously people will be more excited, so they'll take it more serious and want to be better. So you might have people practicing for weeks.
Yeah, that's true. I you know what? I'm probably not playing in the next one. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably not playing. No, no. It just I found myself being so caught up in everything else other than actually playing, and I was like, damn, that was kind of tough.
I think any suggestion from Gina Kim should be treated as dubious because she's saying that we should get Mark Followill to come there next year, which ostensibly means that I'm getting replaced.
Look, they do. Hold on, Joe. Hold on. They do 3-man broadcasts all the time on national television. We can have Marcel and Followill and you as the color commentary for the last. I mean,
yeah,
I got no problem with that.
I would with Followill and Marcel, I would sound like Rain Man, So
there was nobody that complained about you talking. I said this to you on the phone. You were like Marcel was very good at filling the space, doing the play-by-play. But you had very good commentator with your knowledge of basketball. You were the one like talking about Zoom and picks and all that. Like you were bringing the more expert basketball knowledge to the broadcast, which I mean, I'll be honest. Like I know I'm a little biased because obviously we put it together, but I enjoyed the commentary of you guys talking a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think if you two weren't doing what y'all did, this would not have gone as well as it did because you guys did a fantastic job. I would have rather listened to you and Marcel over half the damn broadcasters I listened to on national basketball games. Like you guys, you always have funny commentary. It keeps it lighthearted. Marcel was damn good. I didn't know what Marcel was going to be like. So, I got obviously, and obviously we're not wrong because Followill has now replied on one of the posts about some of this stuff, and the guy that hit me up clearly impressed some people today. So.
And then on top of it, because I went back to listen to it, and I got lost into like the stream, and I'm like,
shut up, Frank.
It felt like,
hold on, tell Frank to shut up.
And like the way I were just kind of feeding off of each other, it was like how would I put it? Like when like at a golf tournament where they have like just chit chats in the background or during a dead play in football. It was natural. Y'all were natural at feeding off of each other, and it was a joy to listen to. So I'm just glad y'all came through, man.
What was that, Nancy?
You were very comfortable with one another. There was no awkwardness between you.
Yeah, well, that's because Marcel is so talented.
Yeah, but so you can start changing yourself. But like Sticks said, you brought a lot to the table. The problem was that we couldn't hear you at times, and I got frustrated because I'm trying to hear what you're trying to say, where you would actually be asking some of the interview questions, and you had good questions, but you couldn't really hear them. They were kind of going in and out because it depended on who the mic was in front of, and it wasn't necessarily in front of you and Marcel when you guys were doing the interviews.
For sure.
Let me impersonate Joe. Joe, speak in private chat. Joe, speak into the microphone. Joe's like, let me do an interview. And Marcel's like, sticking the mic. Marcel's like, mic's over here. Marcel's like, here's the mic, Joe. And Joe's like, hey, guys, so what did y'all think about? Why were y'all doing? I'm like, Joe, speak into the damn microphone. And Joe's like, back over here. I'm like, damn it, Joe.
Hey, your mic is good. You could speak away from it and still, like, if I speak like this, you can't hear me.
Yeah.
You put your mic away, Sticks, so you can still pick you up really good.
Well, my microphone's not a high quality one. It's not a pinpoint. This is not my microphone. This is
I was about to say, oh damn.
I got a snowball over here that picks up like crazy angles, which is not necessarily good for a broadcast though, because if anybody's in the background, it'll pick it up. So you want those pinpoint microphones for the broadcast so it doesn't pick up. Like you were playing music and Joe kept saying, I hope we don't get demonetized. I was like, Joe, it's not even picking up the music.
It's not picking up. Yeah.
It's not picking up.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
hey, B-Dot, in any other like perspectives or takes you could give us that from an outside looking in, because this is like the brain trust of us, like all in here. But is there anything that you could give us from your perspective on what you saw and looking back at the stream and just things like that you think we can improve on?
Improvement. I mean, I think that just comes with time, right? I don't know if I have anything specific to like give a nitpick or a criticism. But but I feel like you work out the kinks whenever whenever this comes around again. Like you said, someone suggests this, someone suggests that, a light bulb goes off here. Like I don't really have a great answer for that, but that's kind of just the way I look at it. Is that it just comes with time. You got to experience it for the first time and learn what works and learn what doesn't. And I think it more worked than not. It was great. I thought it really was.
Yeah, thank you.
If you watch it, it's really fun. So
yeah, it is. And the way I was looking at this production, because I watched a lot of WWE growing up, right? You always get promos before a match. You always get music. You always get this and that. You always get like the big old intro of that's when I got King to do the voiceover, right? I was trying to get Followell. My immediate backup was King. And I hit up King like damn near at midnight last night. I was like, hey, we haven't heard from Followell. Do you mind doing this? And he was like, I got you. And he sent it back to me around probably around 1 or 2 a.m. My times might be off. And he sent it to me on text. On text, it wasn't great. I was like, can you email me this in the morning, please? And I messaged him again. He got it to me like literally an hour and a half before I even got to the center. I edited it all up, added his voice, and then that was a part of the production. But that's how I look at it. Like I want this to feel like a WrestleMania type of production in our tier level. So yeah,
it's funny. You didn't even tell me about that intro, and I was just running through the stuff after we got over there, and I looked down. I'm like, Map Twitter tournament, the intro, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to clip that. I was like, I hope this is ready because I have no idea what this is. So,
that was awesome.
Did y'all hear me work
did
in?
A great job.
Work in, or like Marcel asked me, like, so hey, I don't even remember what specifically was a question, and I worked Rel and King in there. Like, oh yeah, man, like first time, star for Mavericks content, and I just happened to stumble upon the algorithm, spit their show. We Talk Mavs onto my thing, and so I got to shout out King and Rel because really respect those guys and think that those guys are just high quality, high character guys, and they've done a lot to kind of develop the content, quality
King
content.
He's definitely coming next year. He's definitely. He said, he's going to be here.
And the other thing is like everybody was involved in the production, right? So Sticks, it goes without saying, Sticks, Joe, Mavericks Digest, Big J, Mavs Reddit, everybody, right? And so I was like, everyone's involved, and I'm like, We Talk Mavs is not involved yet, right? And I was just so glad I was able to get King involved so we could say We Talk Mavs had a part in this as well. So like damn near every single content creator in the Mavs, content world was involved in some way. The fact that Kirk showed up said a lot. That meant a lot. Like he didn't have to. He brought both his kids. His baby was crawling around everywhere, bro. It was so hilarious.
His tweet about who brings an 8-month-old or whatever it was.
And then the fact that you had journalists in there hooping, like everyone was there, and the fact that everyone got a piece of like the pie to be involved, that was like the bigger accomplishment for me personally. Like, because like obviously I would say without We Talk Mavs I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. So I'm just glad King was able to deliver that voiceover and be a part of it, right? Because then you can look back on this in like 5 years and be like, damn, look at where Mavs Twitter tournament has gone. But when you look at the initial one, you see everyone had a little bit of a hand on everywhere, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I was just say one thing I want to make sure, because we're talking about trying to get more teams in, applications, right? Whatever, invites. We want to make sure we get content creators that we want to bring in, right? If King comes next time, we want to get obviously we want his team to be there. He's flying in. He's going to be there, right? Yeah. So we got to do that stuff like that. But at the same time, if we're going to do this and keep this a Mavs community-based event, even if we're producing it and it is what it is and it becomes a big thing, I don't want it to just be big names only. That's what everything turns into. So we got to make sure whatever we do, it's also still allowing. And that's why I think maybe a play-in, like I was talking about, where it's bigger, and you have some play-ins to give guys that have a chance to get there that aren't big names, but they can play ball. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, here's another tournament. and now it's just big names again. Like you want to have a mixture of both if we're going to say this is a community thing. And I think that's what everybody liked about this is that it just felt like everybody was able to be involved, whether they were a big name or just, somebody on Twitter that interacts every day with not a lot of followers. Right. So I think that's cool that we kept it that way. Obviously we didn't know what it was going to do this time, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely, I think overall let's keep it. Yeah. We ain't talking about Master Fame's comment over there on the stream. We'll let him just read that one. So, but yeah, I mean, it was funny because Scream's like, I want to be there. Like people are like, dude, I'm flying in next time. Like, yeah, it was pretty cool to see everybody's comments.
Well, listen, any night we get to ignore Master Fame is a good night to me. So.
I think he may not matter about comments tonight after what he said. So I think he's going to let that just roll. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we can. Obviously, Big J's got some production past. I mean, I would have liked to get him more involved in that so we can do it. Obviously, we can set up there on site. It would have been easier if I didn't have to be at home. It'd been nice because I've never met most of these guys. I would have loved to have been there and meet people that I haven't ever met too, but we couldn't have done that at that facility. I had to be.
Big J does not waste time to let me know he could have brought his monster laptop. But,
we talked about that, having Big J bring this setup and then kind of running it through that. So yeah,
I was told no.
I think Big J was kind of I think he was.
I didn't tell him no. Don't throw me under the bus.
I think he was an unused resource, and we should do a better job of maximizing his talents next year. So
Jay just said he's got the plug on speakers and DJs.
There you go. So
Dirk will be there.
All right.
Let's go.
I got a plug on speakers and DJs.
Listen, next year, whenever we advertise this, put that quote up there from Dirk Nowitzki. So special appearance by Dirk Nowitzki. So
hey man, I think next time we definitely will have some kind of Mavericks player there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Get one of the most.
He can help. His crew can help pull up, and maybe even be free.
Maybe we could get one of the most popular Mavericks ever to come next year, being Derek Lively. So
I thought you meant Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, that would have been awesome if Tim would have come. But yeah, I'm making jokes about how popular Derek Lively is already. So
everybody loves Derek.
Whatever. Lively's all over the place right now. That kid's like town favorite already.
Yeah.
He's immensely talented, and we all kind of got to go through a super tough time in his life with him, and so we got a high character, high talent guy, and so he's gonna have a huge fan base. Plus, you have people like the Hoop Collective, all three of those guys saying, "Hey, there's a good chance in 4 years that dude's on the Olympic team because the sky is the limit for him." So, and that's putting him in the same universe as Bam, and then with Chet, obviously, he's got a lot of favorable press. So yeah, I'm excited.
I know we're talking about the Dirt thing up here, but Matt's Fame saying that'd be if anybody should be Dirt. Dude, if we rolled up in the Legends place or something next year and Dirk walked in the building, I don't know. Nobody know what to do with themselves. Like, this is the second year. What the hell? Oh my god, that'd be unreal.
Yeah.
TMP's out for the night. Appreciate everything you did today, TMP. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, and the other thing, the stream damn near went 4 hours today, and if y'all know, we had the place booked for 6 hours. So even with how we went about it, we were still good on time. And then everybody left after. Like, no one wanted to play no pickup. Everybody was pretty much done.
I kind of like Styx's idea, depending on how many teams that we get next year. And, we have some production costs. We're probably going to have to form a business to so we can have a bank account and we can, spend some money the right way. And that's easy enough to do. But I like Styx's idea where you have, like, say you get 24 teams that want to play. Well, that's way too many teams to to have in a 1-day tournament. So you can do an 8-team tournament where you do, or a 12-team tournament with, buys and things like that, whatever. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of having a 24-team round robin play, kind of like they do select baseball. I don't really know how they do AAU, but I do know from like select baseball, it's like record and 4 games and run differential and runs allowed or whatever. And I mean, obviously that doesn't perfectly correlate to basketball, but yeah, kind of do something like that. And these teams are
you could do FIBA style if you're talking about like that, where they have the points and everything.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I would just move it up to 12. I think small increments to maintain time, production value, and all that, I think is best, because after the third game, a lot of the teams, they were pretty beat. A lot of the teams, because the guys out here, they're playing full effort the whole time. They were pretty beat after the third game. And then if you think of the teams that lost and then had to play consecutive games, those guys were beat. So when we got to the championship game, the team that battled to get there, they were done. And the team that was in the championship game, they didn't lose a game at all, and they were pretty fresh the whole time. So,
well, that's what I'm talking about. If we do the 24, doing it like a week or two, like do it like a month before, 3 weeks before, have them just go on a weekend, and you just have the teams play and get, just eliminate down to 12. So the day of production, we can't be more than, on the day, a single day, double, you can't be more than 12 teams. I mean, that's already a long day. Plus, especially if you factor in, like, instead of 5 to 10 minutes a game, you give like 15 minutes per game. Or
well, we could have absorbed that time today just with the time that we had allotted. I mean, I was planning on being there till 3:00, and we were done by what, 12:30? So
no, by 1:30.
Or was it that late?
Yeah, it was 1:30. Yeah, so. But I mean, you figure in 15 minutes gives people time for interviews, gives people time to, do stuff. Plus, if we're ready, we can grab guys a lot faster if we have people that can interview them immediately. So
we could have an idea of who we're going to interview and things along those lines. We could add in the players and things along those lines. Yeah,
that's a little much for a second time doing it, making it a full weekend. I don't think we're going to have that much setup. That might be third or fourth time doing it if it gets that big. But if we're going second year tournament, I don't think we can pull that off. So now unless we got some major sponsors or something that were like, yeah, we want to do this. Like, well, okay. But
we get up. I know this really high quality blind company. Maybe they would sponsor us.
Keep. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, yo.
You're not the beard. You're not the system. You're the problem.
All right, that's a good reset right there.
Right?
Yeah, I think we've touched everything as far as like how this went. I think Team TGK could have done a lot better. I think we did good, but I need to get in the lab and take my conditioning and weight a lot more seriously if I want to compete with the B dots and all these guys. But yeah, we're gonna be all right next time. I'll play in the next one. I'll make.
Dick's gonna play in the next one.
And I'll take every single shot, and we'll have Big J on my squad so I could get proper picks because I was getting no separation from nobody. So, but I was still hitting shots though. I was still hitting shots.
Yeah,
I just not playing Big J. That is definitely not happening.
I just think like TGK, your offense would be better suited if you were coming off of ball screens as opposed to ISO. So to kind of have a basketball discussion now as opposed to production discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. And then that was the kind of supposed to be the point of my team, is that everybody could dribble, everybody could pass it. And so I think one of like the miscommunications I had with Mo is that we haven't played much, right? So he doesn't know that I don't need much space. So there was times where I feel open, like I'm open, and he doesn't give it to me until I'm like really open. And I'm like, that I don't work that way. Like you give me the ball, and within a second I'll have it up, and all I need is this much space. And so I wasn't getting the ball in moments where I felt I could have really helped us it helped us out a lot more. So, but yeah,
Your team,
I agree.
your team actually,
I know you
like, hey,
said comment.
the modern basketball, all levels. There's lots of zoom action and ball. Obviously ball screens are part of zoom action, and like if you look at what basketball was like 10 years ago, nobody ran ball screens. I mean, they didn't run it at all. Now it's all ball screens off of zoom, and so I felt like I said zoom a million times, but there was a lot of instincts to run that, and I think that was the thing with your team, TGK, was that you needed a diesel. You needed some guy that was going to set hard screens so you could flare. You could run zoom with the DHO, and then you could pop to that Houston spot and shoot that flare 3-pointer. I mean, that would have been that's what your game is suited for. And that's your team, your roster construction. You had great ball handlers. I mean, your team could handle the ball, and everybody could shoot
the ball.
Yeah. Well, I thought the other two guys on this team were pretty good.
Joe's being serious for the first time ever.
Yeah. What's his name? Who was the guy that took the last second shot?
DJ, you're letting me down here.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave. That dude can play. So, but he's not gonna set ball screens. He's somebody that needs that ball screen set for him. Yeah. And then we should encourage everybody to have 4 players next year too. So
yeah, I mean, I had a fourth, but and so with all right, so the team I originally had was me, Dave, and Josh. Mo was our fourth guy, but Josh, I'm really good from the left wing, shooting from the left wing. If you saw, a lot of my shots came from over there, and that was pretty on point. Basically, Josh is the opposite on the right wing. Like, he is the most automatic person I've ever seen from the right wing, and Dave is more like the does all the dirty work, gets the rebounds, gets things like that. So we were going to have the left wing and the right wing. We were going to be called the democracy, and we were going to, give 3-point justice to everybody. But it didn't work out that way.
You could run horns with that. You could run.
I know.
Y'all could run screens for each other off of horns. Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been crazy, and Josh would have definitely helped us. Give us more spacing, especially because he can shoot from deep like I can. Like you saw, I hit a couple logo threes today, or from deep. So he's the same way, and his shot is so unorthodox. You don't know how to guard it. I'm like the only one that knows how to guard it in a very decent way, and he shoots very unorthodox, and it works. He has an amazing shot now. Unfortunately, we have that available to us today.
That's such a comment.
Did y'all get contact? Did you get? Yeah, right. I knew Sticks was
great again.
I know Sticks was like biting his tongue right there the whole time. Did you guys get contact information for the teams that played with the individual players, like telephone numbers and emails?
No.
Okay, that was a missed opportunity. All right, well, whatever. Because we could.
Joe's like, well, y'all fucked that up.
We'll talk to Mavs with Reddit about it.
Yeah,
I think he's got contact with everybody.
Yeah, well, that's good because we could reach out.
B-Dot, did you ever hand out your phone and information to somebody?
I think so. I think I did. I want to say I did, so I guess we'll find out.
That's right. We know how to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
I'll just ignore y'all.
Wow.
Oh,
he's not making the cut next year.
Oh yeah.
That dude sucked anyway.
Oh my god. Anyway,
that's mean.
Is Nancy still on here? Did we lose Nancy?
No, she's gone.
She dropped off.
Yeah, she had to get off.
Yeah.
So in the background, I was trying to get Birkin on here. He says like, no, I'm fully in bed about to sleep. Try to get Slightly on here. It says, oh damn, I'm in bed. I try to get Kirk on here, right? He says, he said went to dinner with wife and some friends, had too many margs. So I try to get some folks up in here. But
I wish I would have saw.
Maybe the show was a little too late tonight.
I wish I would have saw Kirk's last broadcast that he did with Josh, because I'm pretty sure he was drinking a Bellini. he was drinking some red frozen drink. I was like, oh man, is that a Bellini or pink frozen drink? Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, guys, I think that'll do it for Midnight Mavness tonight. If y'all been watching, definitely leave a like on the stream, and appreciate everyone that's been here for not only the Twitter tournament, but also Midnight Madness. I know it's been a lot of content today, damn near 4 hours there, almost 2 hours here. So appreciate everybody. Any final words, Sticks, before we head out?
No, I'd say thanks to B-Dot for joining us and everything.
Yeah, B-Dot.
Of course.
Providing great basketball while he's there and then hanging out with us tonight. So appreciate that. And again, I appreciate everybody that helped out. I mean, we had so many people involved in this. Everybody had a good attitude. Everybody did whatever they could do. And, you got guys like Jay, offering to help out next year already. Some people hit us up. So, I mean, it's just, you never know when you do something like this, what you're going to get. And all you do is you just stress, like you were stressing. I know you were nervous. You're just like hoping, you don't screw it up. I'm on the production side going, please don't screw up. I don't want to embarrass us. And then I had one fumble and I was like, oh, God dang it. So, but, at the end of the day, I think when it's our type of content, everybody appreciates the kind of the rawness of us and that we are, not trying to act like we're perfect. Like we're just regular people trying to do something for the community and people that are just like us and every day, having fun with this and trying to create something that nobody else, like you said, nobody else I've seen do either. So I think Mavs community is a unique community. I think we saw that massively with that last game when everybody on Twitter started changing their profile to the Luka PFP. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. Like we just have a different community and it's cool to see everything just kind of coming together and everybody being positive and supporting each other. And I really appreciate it. As someone who's really only been involved in last 6 months that I jumped on here and now I'm co-host with you. So I appreciate everything. And, I appreciate the compliments that people give to me. I mean, but at the end of the day, this is all a team effort. So thanks to everybody.
Hey, Big
All
J,
right, gentlemen.
is there a way to get pyro at the next event? Pyro. Like I want pyro to come from like the outside of the building and like it shoots up all the way to the center court and then like a big pyro explosion. Like
I mean,
we'll talk about
probably
it. That's
not.
some WrestleMania stuff. We'll talk about it though. All right.
Get some Tannerite or something.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
All right,
guys.
man.
Been your boy TGK here with Sticks. Appreciate you, B-Dot. You welcome back whenever, man.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. It's been your boy TGK, and we is out. Let's listen to King one more time, and then we'll end the show.
TGK TV now presents the Mavs Twitter Tournament, live from Dallas, Texas at the Fort Cliff Center. The tournament of Mavs Twitter legends. Who will step up and take the crown? Who will reign supreme? And a battle for ultimate Twitter dominance. It all goes down right here at the inaugural Mavs Twitter Tournament.